What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, this didn't age well. What Gervonta Tank Davis stated in an interview when he stated that his skill set was way better than that of Floyd Mayweather's, that didn't age well at all. In this fight right now, last night, that he had with Lamont Roach Jr., that he arguably lost and didn't get the L in that second column. With that said, last night, a lot of things was exposed, okay? I told you guys that in many of Gervonta Tank Davis's fights, yes, he's a superstar. Yes, he's exciting. Yes, he sells tickets. Gervonta Tank Davis gets outboxed because of his patience, right? He's very skilled, he's very talented, he's very explosive, and he has the ultimate equalizer, the power. But Gervonta Tank Davis gets outboxed. He was getting outboxed by Hector Garcia. He was getting outboxed by Mario Barrios. He was getting outboxed in spots by Leo Santa Cruz. He was getting outboxed by Frank Martin. But he has a threatening posture, and he has the ultimate equalizer, which is that power, that game-changing, fight-changing, one-punch power, right? And so all his opponents, they have succumbed to that, outside of who? Isaac Pitbull Cruz, who he went to the decision with. And a lot of that was due to the fact that Isaac Cruz is much shorter than he is, shorter arms, underneath his punches, and explosive, right? So he had to make adjustments, and he utilized the ring, and he injured his hand. So he utilized a lot more movement in that fight. But in this fight last night with Lamont Roach, now Tank Davis is 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 28 wins by way of knockout, 5'4" with a 67-inch arm reach at 30 years of age. Lamont Roach is 25 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, 10 wins by way of knockout. Not a big puncher, about 5'6", 5'7", with a 68-inch arm reach. Lamont Roach, people, is not that much bigger than Tank Davis. You can clearly see that in the ring. Okay, when you see them in the ring, you can clearly see Lamont Roach. This notion that Lamont Roach is much bigger than Tank or he's bigger than Tank. No, he's taller than Tank. He's not bigger than Gervonta Tank Davis. Okay, you can clearly see that he's not bigger than Gervonta Tank Davis, right? They're about the same size. When you look at them here, right? Lamont Roach is, how much bigger is he than Gervonta Tank Davis? He's slightly taller than him. That's it. That's all. With that said, Gervonta Tank Davis stated that he was much more skilled than Floyd Mayweather. Then he caught himself and he said, wait, no, I'm not much more skilled than Floyd Mayweather, but I would have to say it's equal. It's not equal. And when I told you guys it's not equal, right, you guys stated that I'm being a hater, right? I said that Gervonta Tank Davis is outside his mind, saying that his skill set is that the same or equal as, greater or equal to Floyd Mayweather. It's just simply not. It's just not, right? If Floyd Mayweather fought a fighter like Lamont Roach Jr. last night, he's way too slow for Floyd Mayweather. His reactions, his counterpunch, his jab, he won't be getting countered like Tank Davis was getting countered. His defense, Floyd Mayweather would barely get hit. So you match Floyd Mayweather with a guy, and this, again, here's something else that it's just getting overblown. I heard Lamont Roach, yes, he had a great performance last night, and shouts out to Lamont Roach for the performance that he had last night. But I also see Lamont Roach saying that everybody counted him out. Well, Lamont Roach has to take into consideration that you had a loss on your record to Jamel Herring. It's not that we're saying that you was a terrible fighter. We're comparing who Tank Davis should have been fighting. Should have been a unification with Shakur Stevenson. You lost to Jamel Herring, and Shakur Stevenson dominated and took Jamel Herring's belt. So therefore, you was at 130 pounds. Shakur is right in the division, and it's a unification. That's why people was down on Lamont Roach being the chosen opponent for Tank Davis. Not that Lamont Roach is not a good fighter. That's number one. Okay, so Lamont Roach is saying this, then I'm seeing people saying that everybody was counting Lamont Roach out. Vegas had him a 25-1 underdog for a reason. 25-1 underdog. Then you fought Hector Garcia, and you need a late round knockdown to beat Hector Garcia, who Tank had just broke his eye socket. Those types of events and performances is the reason why people stated that they didn't want to see Lamont Roach versus Tank Davis. Not that Lamont Roach was a bad fighter. Let's just stop with the Lamont Roach was getting overlooked. Lamont Roach was being bashed. Lamont Roach was being trashed, because that's not the case. It was in comparison to seeing Tank Davis fight his other peers who was right there in the division or above that would have made for bigger fights when you looked at Lamont Roach Jr. performance against Jamel Herring and Hector Garcia. That's it. That's all. When you look at Shakur Stevenson, who Tank Davis said was on his hit list and is a champion in his division and dominated Jamel Herring, the guy Lamont Roach lost to, the only blemish on his record, well, that's why you get the comparisons. And that's why Lamont Roach get pushed to the back. With that said, the type of skill set, no disrespect to Lamont Roach's skill set, talented, skilled fighter, okay? But if you put a Lamont Roach in the ring with a Floyd Mayweather at any stage of Floyd Mayweather's career, it's total domination. It's not even close. And people would say Floyd was cherry picking. Lamont Roach doesn't have the intangibles of that of Andre Berto, not even Berto in late stages of his career. The power of the hand speed, right? Solid fighter. But if you, and an orthodox, you would have to be a southpaw with that type of skill set to compete with Floyd Mayweather and make it interesting. It would not happen, whether it was Money Mayweather or Pretty Boy Floyd, on any level. So to say your skill set, if you Tank Davis, is far above Floyd Mayweather or equal, has just been debunked at the highest level. Period. Period. Even this version of Floyd Mayweather. No way, no how. Again, it's no slight to Lamont Roach. It just is what it is. Floyd Mayweather was on a different level. Period. So don't compare his skill set. We get carried away. It's out of sight, out of mind. Don't get carried away and compare his skill set, great fighter, great talent, to that of Floyd Mayweather. So when I said this is outrageous and outlandish of him to say his skill set is far and above even Floyd Mayweather unnecessarily. You could have said the fighters in your generation, but you said Floyd Mayweather. No way, no how. So Floyd Mayweather ain't got to respond. I'm going to respond for him as a person of the sport of boxing and historian in the sport of boxing. Ain't no way on this green earth you going to compare his skill set and that performance last night. I don't care what he was going through in his personal life. Floyd did this against absolute Hall of Famers. Ain't no comparison. And that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.